Hi, my name is Carol Gordon, and this evening I'm going to be sharing with you about the benefits of burdock root. That's burdock root. Okay, and that you can see what the plant looks like. Organic wheatgrass and niacin. Okay, so those three I'm going to be talking with you about just a little this evening. All right, burdock root. Now it's a powerhouse antioxidant, very, very rich in antioxidant, has a lot of benefits, a lot of uses. By the time I'm done, you'll figure if you want to get a bottle for yourself, whether the pills, the powder, or you might be able to find the herb in your backyard or over your neighbors. All right, so you can start looking around for this herb. So it's a powerhouse of antioxidants, including lutein and phenolic acid, quercetin. Those are powerful antioxidant properties. It is a blood cleanser. That's one of the very, very important things about burdock. It is a blood cleanser, so it removes toxin from the bloodstream, and that is important. So if you're detoxing for any reason, burdock root is one of the herbs you might want to consider, especially helpful for when you're talking about removing toxins from the blood, if you're having skin issues and you need that kind of a cleanse. All right, it inhibits cancer. It's a powerful aphrodisiac. There's a 2012 study that found that the aphrodisiac effect that it has on male rats. Okay, it also increases testosterone levels and treats impotence and sterility. So not just sterility, but also impotence. And it increases testosterone. So that is very important, because in the video I did for the male, I did show that there are herbs that will address erectile dysfunction but not necessarily increase testosterone, but this does both for you. All right, it treats skin issues. I did say that before, because of course it cleanses the blood, and a lot of skin issues, boils breaking out, and rashes. Sometimes persons really need to detox. They need a blood cleanser, and burdock might be the answer you've been looking for. It acts as a diuretic. It reduces inflammation, and most herbs that reduce inflammation also aid with pain relief, right? And if it reduces inflammation, it also aids with arthritic pain. Okay, it prevents infections. It cleanses the blood. It promotes circulation. And again, when we talk about anything that promotes circulation of the blood, we're talking again about a herb that's good for men with erectile dysfunction issues. All right. If you're pregnant though, or trying to get pregnant, this is one of the herbs that you do not want to take. I also said that about neem. So also remember, if you are pregnant, you should not be taking neem or burdock, because these herbs will cause expulsion, which means it might cause you to have a miscarriage, and you do not want that. All right. It helps to manage diabetes. So for persons who are diabetic, and you might want to supplement with your burdock root, drink the teas. And remember, you can take the supplements in so many different forms. You can drink the teas, you can make your own juices and mixtures. You can take it in pill form, or for those who use the powders, you can make your own smoothies and add the powders to them. It's used to help to manage cold, gout, rheumatism, stomach ailments, and cancers. It increases sweating and it promotes urination. Remember, we did say it's a diuretic. It acts as a diuretic. All right, it facilitates bowel movement. For those with constipation issues, this might be one of the herbs that you'd like to take more frequently. The white part that looks like a carrot, that's the root part. It's shaped like a carrot. It contains the greatest amount of nutrients. All right, so that's the richest part of this herb, and it contains most of the healing properties in that part. Some people kind of like strip it and just chew on it like that, but there are different ways that you can do the roots. You can make teas with your roots, you can make tinctures with your roots. So you decide what's best for you and the way you pretty much like to prepare it for yourself. It can be used internally and externally. So you can basically use the powders to make paste and put on your skin. So it treats burns, it treats eczema, it treats boils, acne, because it works both internally and externally. So yes, for the eczema or boils, you can make the paste and use it to cover the area that you're trying to treat. It acts as a prebiotic fiber and feeds the good bacteria in the large intestine to improve digestion. So that is good news. For those with stomach issues, you might want to use this supplement because it acts as a prebiotic fiber and feeds on the good bacteria. So there are some things, and you know, this feeds the good bacteria. I love that. That's one of the things with garlic, because even though garlic destroys the bad bacteria, it doesn't affect the good bacteria in the body, and you want that. Which is why, like with baking soda, I say to persons, take that for a while, like short periods, probably 7 to 14 days, because not only will it destroy the bad bacteria, but it will also, prolonged usage will destroy the good bacteria, and we don't want that. All right, but the good news with burdock is that it helps the good bacteria in the large intestine. If you're already on a blood sugar lowering drug because you're diabetic, you want to avoid the use of burdock because you could suffer hypoglycemic shock, because it is going to further lower your blood sugar. So this is best recommended for persons who are not on any other form of diabetic drugs, okay? Or if your drug is not working well enough and you want to ask your doctor about helping you to balance working with burdock along with whatever you're already taking. So there was a 2017 study that investigated the effect of burdock root on aging skin and found that it inhibited the enzymes that led to wrinkling and excess pigmentation. So it means that it's great for the skin. So I might need to investigate that some more, because at my age, you want to stay wrinkle free, all right? At my age, you start worrying about grays and wrinkles. So I think this is one of the things I need to investigate more, how to use it to prevent just that. All right. They said that the homeopathic preparation of burdock root was found to improve pimples in a study they did in 2014. So, all right, I did mention homeopathic remedies, and it falls under alternative medicine, but it's really a whole different field than herbology. And homeopathy use very, very diluted dosage of herbs to treat, well, they don't treat disease, they treat the body, help the body to fight the disease. So yes, so I use very, very, very diluted. The study is really powerful. It kind of blows your mind, and I think it is really brilliant how much the chemicals or the content is diluted and how powerfully it works in the body. All right, so they said that the homeopathic preparation works well for pimples. A 2002 study found the herb helped to reverse liver damage. Okay, so if you're dealing with any kind of liver disease, you want to research this herb some more, and I think that is good. Now, this is an old study, so I'm sure there are a lot more information now, as though when we look at alternative medicines, very often there is not enough research because there is not enough funding for this area of study. Why? Because until they understand how to monetize it well enough, then they will not be investing their large millions and billions to do these researches, okay? So yes, so this study is old, but it did prove that it reverses liver damage caused by excess alcohol consumption, all right? And they did that study in rats. In other studies, burdock root was found to help to protect against liver damage that is caused by non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug like Tylenol. So that is good. You know, a herb that really helps to reverse liver damage. That's something you could do some more research on. And again, we've talked about many different kind of ailments, diseases, and detox that we need for the body, for the liver. So that sounds like something that would be great for detoxing the liver. And we find that when the liver is overworked and under functioning, we have lots of diseases in the body and lots of problems. So definitely burdock root is something you want to research on some more and make sure that you are detoxing, because a lot of us been taking synthetic drugs for so long. The liver has been processing a lot. The liver has needed detox for like so long, and we have not done that. We've not treated our bodies the way we ought to. So please do some more research on that if you do know that you need to be detoxed. And I must say this quickly about detoxing, because many people start with a detox and then they stop because, oh my God, I started taking the pill. I had a headache, I was nauseous, my skin started breaking out. But understand, when there's a lot of toxins in the body and you are detoxing, these are some of the symptoms that you will have. You will start having a breakout. You're going to start having a headache, which is why, again, sometimes it is very good to do a detox working with somebody who is experienced, so that they know exactly what you should be looking for, so they can encourage you to continue, because some people get frightened by it and they stop in the middle of it, okay? But if you have a lot of toxins in your body, you are going to experience headache if you're doing a detox. And sometimes you might be taking too high a dose than you really do need to take. All right, so that's enough of the burdock root. We're going to talk a little about organic wheatgrass. So it's not the regular grass you see growing in the backyard because it's named grass, but this one is wheatgrass. This is where we get the wheat from that we used to make the bread, right? So the grass part is used. It's also used as a superfood. So we want to learn a little more about it, okay? It says it is very rich in chlorophyll, very, very rich. That's where the plants get their color. So you see that green? With the fever grass, chlorophyll is, it is 70% chlorophyll. So it's very, very rich in terms of that content and its color. It is rich in vitamin C, A, and E, and we talk a lot about vitamin C on this channel. Vitamin A, I did say persons who are deficient in vitamin A are usually prone to viruses. So that's one of the things that we want to be supplementing on now. So anything that we can find that we will have our vitamin A's in, we want to be supplementing on that. We want to add it to our diet. All right, so we can get vitamin C, A, and E from it. It has very healthy amino acids in it. It is rich in phytonutrients. Also stimulates and regenerates our tissues. That is important. It has anti-inflammatory properties and antioxidant. Again, when we talk about anti-inflammatory properties, we're talking about being able to reduce pains, arthritic pains. We're talking about being able to treat most diseases that have to do with inflammation in the body. We're talking about inflammation in the brain, inflammation in our joints, you know. So yes, so it has strong anti-inflammatory properties. It detox and it restores the cells, all right? All right, it heals ulcers. So if you're having ulcerated stomach, it is very good to supplement on. As again I said, you can use it to make your teas or your juice. It depends on what you prefer. Now the thing about the wheatgrass is that not only does it treat ulcers on the inside and the colon, it also treats ulcers on the outside of the body. So it works internally, it works externally. All right, it is great for your skin. It's great for burns. You can use the juice and apply the juice topically on burns. It works also for radiation and fire burns. So if you find that you're itching or having any kind of burning sensation from radiation, poisoning, or burns, you can use it to make a paste. You can use the powder to make a paste and put on the burn spot, or you could use the juice and you could cover the burn spots. It promotes the growth of healthy tissues, of new and healthy tissues. So that's our wheatgrass right there. All right, for persons who are experiencing steroid withdrawal, whether inside or on the outside, probably you are using some steroid cream for some skin irritation. You might be even further irritated by these creams, or you're experiencing steroid withdrawal from within. You might have been treated with steroids. This wheatgrass here is very good in aiding persons who are suffering from steroid withdrawals. Okay, it controls blood sugar levels and it improves insulin resistance. So again, those who are diabetic, this is something that you want to learn more about. You can ask your doctors, and anything that I've mentioned on the channel, you can always remember to talk with your doctor further about it. Or you can speak with a holistic practitioner. Tell them you heard a little about this, you want to find out more, you want to see if they can add it to your treatment, if it would help you better. Just talk with them. Don't be afraid to take your health in your own hands, all right? So yes, it controls blood sugar levels and it improves insulin resistance. It's great for arthritic pains. Remember, it reduces inflammation. So every time I say inflammation, I want you to remember arthritis, okay? So it supports the joints and it has great benefits for persons with rheumatoid arthritis. So you want to be writing these things down about your wheatgrass, and you want to do further research for yourself. It builds the blood and helps with anemia. So those persons who are listening and you're anemic, you might want to be supplementing on wheatgrass. It supports blood cells. All right, so if you're wondering, how can I build the blood? I'm having issues with building the blood. I'm anemic. My blood count is always low. You want to look at wheatgrass. All right, it builds blood cells. It helps the colon and it heals ulcers. So again, we're talking about stomach issues. Wheatgrass is great for helping to treat stomach issues, stomach ulcers. Research shows that it helps with chemotherapy toxicity and improves its side effect, right? It has anti-cancer effect. So of course we know that persons who are treating, cancer and take chemotherapy often end up with chemo poisoning, toxicity. All right, but here wheatgrass has been used to treat the poisoning from chemotherapy. So if you have had to do chemo or you're currently doing chemo, this is something you would like to talk to your doctor about. All right, liver detox is great for detoxing the liver, purifying your liver. Remember, your liver is such an important organ in your body. Okay. If the liver goes bad, it's bad. It's like really bad. So anything that you know, that you research, that you've read about, that you've heard about, that nourishes the liver, that strengthens the liver, that purifies the liver, you really do want to be learning more about it, okay? Because everything that we take, in terms of drugs, it has to be processed by the liver. The liver has a lot of work to do, and it has gone through a lot of abuse, so therefore you really want to be looking at your wheatgrass for your liver. Persons with asthmatic conditions, this is one of the things that you can supplement on. It helps with allergies, helps with weight loss. So we've heard of all these weight loss programs, and everybody wants to lose 10, 15, 20 pounds. You want to check out the wheatgrass and see, if it aids you, because it improves metabolism as well. Okay, so that you want to check out some more. It's great for digestion. So persons who are having problems with indigestion, you want to drink your wheatgrass teas or take your tablets or make your powders in your smoothies. It's good for tooth health and it boosts the immune system. And anything that boosts the immune system in this season, we want to be supplementing on. It reduces inflammation, lowers bad cholesterol, so those folks with cholesterol problems, and you need something for the cholesterol, you want to be talking to your doctors about wheatgrass, okay? So you want to add that to your list of supplements. It boosts metabolism. Now, some of us, when you reach my age in particular, the metabolism starts slowing down. Now, this is one of the things that boosts it or improves it. So I personally need to be looking more at my wheatgrass, okay? And it's best to drink on an empty stomach. It gets into the blood in 20 minutes. So on an empty stomach, possibly first thing in the morning, like 2 hours before I have breakfast, I need to be taking my wheatgrass, or you need to be taking your wheatgrass. And always remember to take it on an empty stomach. Now, too much of anything good for nothing, right? So even though the herbs are great, and our minerals and our vitamin, you know, one thing the Lord teaches us, balancing everything. We must have moderation. So even though it's really good for us, there has to be moderation. Laughter is good enough, but you ever see people laugh till they can all have a heart attack, all right? So careful. So not too much of anything really not good. So, all right, so therefore, too much of the wheatgrass can cause nausea, it can cause constipation, it can cause loss of appetite, and it can cause a headache. So again, and most things anyway that detoxifies will cause a headache if you're taking too much, all right? Because when those toxins start releasing in your body, your blood, it is going to cause disruptions, headaches, as I said, skin breakout, nausea, even vomiting. So you want to take whatever you're taking in moderation, which is why usually you have a daily recommended dosage, or most time you don't do medicines without a doctor, because the doctor has to say, well, you need 10 milligrams of this. If you take 15, it will cause problem, 20. So yes, your recommended daily dosage is very important. All right, so last but not least, I'm going to talk to you about niacin. All right, niacin is a good one. All right, so let's hear what they have to say about this. This is vitamin B3. Now, before I say much more about that, I want to say vitamin B is your skin vitamins, okay? So you definitely, when you talk about skin, hair, and nails, and for those who know me, I could not grow my nails to save my life. I was saying to my husband the other day, we've been married 25 years. You ever see me grow my nails yet? Guess why? I was always biting my nails, biting my nails. And I just learned what to supplement on and changed all that. Now I don't have to buy them, I grow them. But I'll tell you about that next time, because I don't have that product here with me. And again, all natural. All right. So niacin, so when you talk about vitamin B's, which niacin is, you're talking about hair, skin, your nails, all right? But it's not vitamin B did this for me. I'll tell you what. All right, so we're talking about niacin, which is vitamin B3. It lowers the bad cholesterol. And it lowers it by 5 to 20%. They've been using niacin to treat cholesterol issues for I think since the 1950s, so it's not new. So most of the time, persons who are deficient in vitamin B3, niacin, they will have high cholesterol problem. Now remember, cholesterol, you have the good and the bad. So you want the good one to be high and not too high, and you want the bad one. So everything has to be in moderation, all right? It has to be in relation to each other. All right. So it lowers it by 5 to 20%. And I'm talking to my friends with high cholesterol issues. As I said, it's been used since the 1950s to be treating high cholesterol. I'm sure a lot of people never hear about this because the first you go doctor and them say your cholesterol high, they tell you about statin drugs, okay? Which the side effect, you need to read it for yourself. I won't tell you here. All right, so it increases the good cholesterol by 15 to 35%, all right? This is how our niacin works. It helps to remove cholesterol deposits from the artery walls. So also it is good for the heart. And when you're talking about balancing the cholesterol, you're talking about your heart health as well. So that is good. Read the niacin, it removes the cholesterol deposits. So things that are blocking your arteries, the niacin really does help with that. It lowers triglycerides by between 20 to 50%. Okay, it prevents heart disease, of course, because it also lowers the bad cholesterol. It clears up the clogging in the artery if you're supplementing on it right. It boosts brain function. I've said this more than once in my videos. It helps with all persons with dementia or Alzheimer's. I will say more on the brain function a little further in this. It reduces symptoms of arthritis. It boosts, I did say boost brain function, and one of the things, persons who are deficient in vitamin B3 experience brain fog, okay? So persons with brain fog, schizophrenia, depression, all of these are symptoms of a deficiency in vitamin B3. It reduces oxidative stress and it reduces inflammation. Once it's reducing inflammation, it might help with arthritic pains, okay? It's used to also treat type 1 diabetes, which is an autoimmune disease. Now, type 2 can be corrected with diet, but as I say that, let me put my disclaimer. I am not a medical doctor. I'm an alternative medicine student, and I know that you are really what you eat, okay? All right, so niacin is used to treat type 1 diabetes, which is an autoimmune disease. All right, let's talk about the flush, because this is one of the reasons people are afraid of niacin. You notice mine? I'm going to let you in. You see 500 mg right there? Can you see it? I hope you can see it. So mine is 500 milligram. A lot of people, I'd encourage you start from 50 because people are fearful. People are really fearful. It's amazing. I told a lady once to take vitamin C and she told me she needed to talk to her doctor first. I'm laughing. But people are afraid, genuinely afraid too. So 50 milligram you can start with because this has a flush, which is what I'm about to talk to you about. People are afraid of the flush. What it does, it kind of like burn your skin, kind of like feel itchy, whatever. You're not supposed to take it on an empty stomach. If you take it on a full stomach, that reduces the flush, okay? If you're having a bad flush, you could drink a glass of milk or some cold water. But people are afraid of the flush. I'm not, so I can take 500 mg, okay? All right, so let me explain what the flush is. What it does is causes the small blood vessels in the skin to dilate, all right? And when that happens, more blood is able to rush through. So when you're feeling the flush, it means it's working. So there are people who take the niacinamide, which doesn't have a flush, but it's not as effective as when you take the niacin. Some people say it's not effective at all. I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but it's way less effective than if you take the niacin. But persons are afraid of the flush. They want to avoid it, but they still want to get in the vitamin B3. So take it on a full stomach. It is not harmful, okay? It is uncomfortable, but it's not harmful. So I hope that will alleviate some of the fears for those who need the niacin and are afraid because of the flush. It protects your skin cell. Vitamin B3 is very good for the skin. I've seen people with psoriasis, all kind of skin ailments, and they've been treating with steroids, trying to get rid of it forever. But skin disease must be dealt with in the gut, all right? So they're trying to get rid of it and can't. And see what clears up the skin in like a day or two? Niacin. So you really want to try it. It improves erectile dysfunction in men with high cholesterol. Again, remember, you're talking about blood flow. It's allowing your blood to flow freer. And once we deal with blood flow, we're talking about erections for men. So that will improve the erection greatly in men, especially men with high cholesterol. According to a University of Maryland Medical Center studies, symptoms of niacin deficiency include fatigue, canker sores, vomiting, depression, poor circulation, and indigestion, pellagra, headaches, skin problems. So there you have it. Persons with poor circulation, you want to ask your doctors about giving you a little niacin to supplement on. It's over the counter, so you don't even really need a doctor. But if you're already on some kind of medication, tell your doctor you would really like to start supplementing on niacin. You've heard about it. Please do some further research for yourself as well. It reduces the risk of non-melanoma skin cancer. It treats psoriasis, again, skin disease. It is water soluble. So the body really doesn't store the excess. We excrete it through urination or sweat. It converts food into energy, so you will feel a little more energetic when you're on your vitamin B3. It aids in cellular metabolism, right? Again, as I said, when you reach my age and your metabolism starts slowing down, you really want to be thinking about your wheatgrass and your niacin. It plays a role in making and repairing DNA. It is especially found in poultry, meats, fish, nuts, legumes. All right, so there you have your vitamin B3 for those who want to have it naturally from whatever you eat, as opposed to having to take the pills or the powder. So that's your chicken breast, your light tuna in canned oil. You're talking about your beef, your smoked salmon, peanuts, and lentils. Now there are some time-released capsules, which means it goes through the body slowly over a period of time, a certain period of time. Your time-release capsule niacin, right? But the thing about that is that niacin, you really want, it's best if you speak with your doctor on the use of niacin. Not saying that you can't take it and it's not healthy or helpful, but it can be hard on the liver. So therefore, what they found is that the time-release capsules, niacin time-release capsules, are harder on the liver. And also it can increase uric acid in the body. So that's the contraindications with niacin, but it is a great supplement. When I tell you it's really good, it is really a good supplement. It's used to treat schizophrenia, bipolar, depression, all sorts of psychiatric problems. And persons have gone off the mental wards for doctors treating them with very, very high dose, like I'm talking like 3,000 milligram dose of niacin. It's helped persons with Alzheimer's and dementia. So that you're talking about your brain, you're talking about focus. It opens up the blood, it lets the blood flow better. Once you're having better blood flow, you're talking about oxygen and blood getting to the brain, which we need, and energy in the body. So yes, you're lowering inflammation in the body. A lot of time Alzheimer's, dementia, these brain issues have to do with inflammation. You know, it has to do with blood flow, it has to do with the lack of oxygen and all that. So this is really a good one, and I think especially our men need to read about it and see how it can help you to live a healthier life. Again, I said niacin, you don't want to use it long term. Like personally, I'll use it and then I'll take a break. I'll use it, I'll take a break. I'll use it, I'll take a break. All right. So maybe 3 months I'm supplementing on and then I'm off. Probably off a month or two and then I'll be back on. So you want to talk to your health provider about your niacin, about burdock, and about your wheatgrass. and tell them what you've learned. Do your own research as well, and I am sure when you start supplementing on some of these things, you'll see the benefits. And one of the things I love about supplementing is that you might be taking it for one thing and you realize that so many other areas you're improving in those areas, and you're amazed because we didn't even realize that all the systems in the body are just so connected. The body is a beautiful work of art. And every time I look at the herbs, the plants, and all that God made for us, the minerals, the trees, everything, I'm just in awe at how excellent our God really is. Have a wonderful day, and I hope you've learned something. Please remember, don't be selfish with the information now. Share it with your church friends and family. Share it with your own family members, please. Share it with all your friends. Please like it. Subscribe to the channel, because I promise you I'll keep putting videos up from time to time. So as I journey, you will journey with me. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.